Hello, we're
Hello.
live. Just as the Lions score again. Welcome everyone. This is the surprise Thursday episode, I guess. Um,
Surprise.
yeah, I now I gotta figure out how to. I'm not normally the guy in charge of this, so I gotta figure all this out live. Fuck it, we'll do it live style. Okay. Yeah, I was just I texted a buddy Lucas how trash Jordan Love was at like halftime last week, and then he went on a tear and pulled it out of his ass. So I'm not going to do the same mistake this time. So what's up, Mark?
Good to be
Welcome.
here.
I am your I am the new commissioner. I'm not giving this title back. This
The
is mine
commissioner is
now.
dead. Long live the commissioner.
That's right.
Welcome,
And
my
I have
new
my
overlord.
new commissioner, co-commissioner Mark. Welcome,
Things are going to
Mark.
be different in this league.
I got a lot of shit to do here. A
We
lot
got
of
some
stuff to
changes
say.
coming.
New rule, I can make changes whenever I want. I don't
New
have to
rule.
wait.
I did not castrate myself in the ability to make changes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jameson put that rule in just to make it so you wouldn't text him anymore. The Mark rule is a 5-year waiting period for any changes.
There's people don't know what it was like before we put this rule into effect. A lot of Johnny come latelys in this league don't know what it was like to download 3 fantasy hosting apps a year, get used to all 3 of them, and then wait till the last minute to decide which one we're using. So enjoy
Yes.
the stability.
Yeah, you had texted me a couple days ago if we had been on Yahoo, and I legitimately couldn't remember because we've been on so many platforms. It's possible that there's a D League Yahoo out there that I'm not aware of. I probably don't even have the login for that anymore. But we've been on MFL, ESPN, MFL again, and
NFL.com.
oh yeah, NFL, and then sleeper for a while. So hopefully no changes for a while. All right, well we can get into it. Hi Josh. Hi Ben. Oh hi Joshua.
Ooh.
Formal.
Hello,
His
Noost. Hello,
YouTube given
Freeze.
name. Noost and Freese. All right, well let's get some week 3 reactions going. I can go first. I'm out of players. So I lost Chubb last week, lost Mike Williams this week. I'm 1-2, kind of reeling. Um, I saw a lot of Mostert out there. I don't have any, but in a couple of leagues, I'm in like 3 leagues with Will, and I
Tell us
played
more.
against Will. Huh?
Tell us more about your other leagues.
Well, Will had Mostert in both of them and destroyed me, but he got a little bit comeuppance and got Mostert in our league, so he got what was fucking coming to him. Um, let's see. Christian beat Tom with Mostert, which was good because he also started Aaron Jones. I got him a fat 0, wasn't active at all, but pulled out a win. I was wrong last week when I was talking about Josh Kelly. So Eckler had told people on the podcast to pick Kelly up. What I didn't realize was that he was basically trying to prove the point of that running backs actually do matter because Kelly has had the start 2 weeks in a row and has a total of 3 points. He boomed us. He fucking boomed us.
Time is a flat circle.
it's
It's week 4, and Josh Kelly sucks again.
he's just it's never gonna happen, man. And now I'm watching AJ Dillon do the exact same thing. He has the start to himself, and it's just fucking awful. So pay your running backs, people. Um, let's see. I saw that 3-time defending champ Vange is now 0-3. Um, turns out that even if you have a couple titles under your belt, it can't really save you from taking a defense in like the 7th round.
You got
So
to pay
he's
rent
having a rough time.
each week, and rent is due on
Yes.
Sunday.
uh, and then Taylor Swift. What are your opinions on Taylor? You
Well, I
big
put this
Swifty?
in the doc because Taylor Swift has ruined football and fantasy football Twitter. There are 7 jokes about Taylor Swift, and they've each been told 100 times.
Oh, probably a blank space type thing.
That the Swifties are going to learn football. The Swifties are going to solve football in the next 2 weeks. It was a good joke last week, and it's a good joke today.
Let's keep it alive for the rest of the season.
You're off Twitter?
Yeah, I deleted it around the Musk takeover when it was like about to become X. I couldn't take it anymore, so I haven't seen any Swifty Twitter, unfortunately.
Where do you get your news? Your fantasy news?
I just have sleeper alerts on basically, and then check The Athletic. So basically, every single year in the off season, I'm about to take away my Athletic subscription, but then because it's going to be like $80 to $90,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you do that, they just give it to you for like $10 a year. So I just always have that. But yeah, I feel like sleeper alerts don't actually work. Whatever the latest update they gave, like bricked everything because I didn't even know Montgomery was active tonight, and I have everything turned on. So
Can I interest you in a fantasy site called My Fantasy League?
absolutely.
Never goes down, runs like an Excel document. After the revolution, we will have My Fantasy League, and there will not be games. We will just sim the games on Madden.
I just want to see numbers go up.
At noon on Sunday. It'll be like the Marbula races. We'll all gather around for about 10 minutes. We'll sim the games, all the games simmed at the same time. You'll get your points, and whoever had the best strategy, the best game theory wins.
We can just do projections. Let's just go by what
Even better.
what Fantasy Sharks says my player is going to do.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Fantasy Sharks is the only one who has the balls to give offensive players like 18 to 25 point projections. Like Sleeper will never go above 13 to 14. So I respect him for that.
Sleeper.
That's right. So my week was bad. I lost another player and lost. How was yours?
I beat Prier. That was good.
Always good to beat Prier.
I lost Mike Williams, and I hate my team now. The team, and as we know, running backs are not real, nor do they matter. And here I am with 5 running backs I'd like to start and 2 receivers left. And I hate everything about it.
And you think, how did it come to this?
What did I do wrong?
What happened?
One of the
here?
running backs I do want to start is Gibbs. And now that Montgomery's back, he has been put on the bench.
Yeah, he's dead in the water.
But otherwise, good week.
How's the world of dentistry?
Things are good. Teeth are on fire. Hot teeth out there. Just saving them one at a time.
How do you handle that? I don't think I could peer into the mouth, the abyss of somebody else's skull.
You get numb to it.
Doesn't it smell like you get smelly ones, gross ones?
Some smell. There's different smells to dentistry. There's different bacteria that will cause different issues, and the issues I deal with are more of the smell of other dentistry is almost like a crick or a dirty pond.
Whoa, okay.
The bacteria that cause gum issues give you that smell, but I don't deal with that typically.
Thank God.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of different smells.
How fun. All right, well, we can go into Commish Corner. I just read this. The commissioner is not here.
The commissioner is too much of a coward to face me.
He's ducking Mark.
Combat.
Finally, a year plus, we get Mark on the podcast, and Jameson runs to Daddy. He
Fight me, you coward.
He will never. Yeah, I texted Jameson yesterday. I was like, what are we going to do about podcasts this week? And he said, because I was at the Midnight last night.
How was it?
It was incredible. They put on a hell of a show. We were at the Palace in St. Paul. Don't know if have you been to any concerts in a decade?
No.
Nice.
Dynamite.
Well, you got to someday. I can't wait for your first. That'll be great.
I hope to get out one day.
Yeah, they were awesome. The sound was great. We had a couple drinks at Emerald Lounge, St. Paul. Highly recommend. Their menu changes up constantly, and their shit is fire. So, yeah, and then so I was, huh?
You text Jameson.
Yeah, so I was gonna be gone. I thought Will was gonna be on or something, but then Jameson, unbeknownst to me, was having Dad come down to Dallas for the week, so
Okay.
he's busy and won't be on anytime soon. Okay, so I'm just going through Jameson's little schedule here. Undefeated teams. We have Mallet and Freeze and Herman German. Blipto, we got none. Peters Cuervo, both Murphy and McSweeney are undefeated. Guggenheim, Renner. Renner's the type of guy who usually doesn't even make playoffs, so him being undefeated is pretty surprising.
Shout out Renner.
What up, Renner? He had Mostert. That makes sense. New Hall, we have Teeds and DeWitt. Old Hall, nobody. And Presidents, nobody. On to waivers. Usually this is waivers and trades, but we're 3 weeks into the season and no trades have happened. I haven't even heard of any on anybody's radar. Have you been trying to trade anybody?
I put out a trade offer every week with a somewhat decent running back and David Njoku for a very good tight end. And surprisingly, I either get turned down or ghosted. Right now, I've got a few out, but
did you actually believe in Njoku when you drafted him, or were you just, I got to get a Brown, and this is the guy?
I think I believed in him, but it's the same thing every year. He's just not that involved.
I think I was on the Njoku breakout train like probably 3 years ago, so I'm glad to know or hear that people are still throwing darts at him. We believe in him.
I was drafting Njoku on my fantasy league 6 years ago. As God intended.
Yes, and we're all the way back. Like you said, everything's a circle. I spent 5 years away, and where did it bring you? All the way back to me. Round 7, David Njoku.
So I'm trying to trade people.
Yeah, actually, last year the theme was everybody would trade during the podcast, but I guess we're on a different night.
Oh, Gibbs caught a ball.
What a boy.
Great.
So no trade still, but waivers are goofy enough to make me laugh. So last week it was $100 for Josh Ford. This week, Josh Palmer to replace, our hero.
Jerome Ford.
Oh, yeah, Jerome Ford, sorry. Josh Palmer this time. So Mike Williams went down, ACL tear. Everyone gets on Josh Palmer. He went for completely free in some leagues, and then Misik paid $82 for him. Just blew everything he had left on Josh Palmer.
Can't take it with you.
That's right. Use it or lose it. Didn't you pay? So, yeah, there we go. Not Josh Palmer, but Devon Achane, who is rostered in every single league but Old Hall.
And what's
you got him.
Spencer dropping $82 on Josh Palmer is that he also had just dropped Achane days before the games kicked off.
Oh my God! Before he dropped to 50, that's a tough couple of days for Misik.
You can't be crawling back to him after you've already dropped him. So
no,
put in your $82 for Josh Palmer and plug your nose.
Forget it.
Swallow it.
That's quite the swing. I don't think I saw anywhere in any league that Achane was anybody's starting lineup. So correct me if I'm wrong and you listen to the podcast and you see that. I played against Langton and lost, but he had Achane on his bench.
How many waiver bucks you got left?
Like 50 something.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't go 73 for Jerome Ford or 25 for Palmer, so I'm without the direct replacements for both of my players, unfortunately.
I used all my dollars on that one, and I like that. You don't have to think about how much to bid for the rest of the year.
That's right.
I'm
just out of the game.
Decide who you want, and if he happens to fall to you for $0, it was meant to be.
Yeah, there's no pressure there.
If you've got waiver dollars by week 5, You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, you're a scrub. Right. Well, we're kind of flying through this. The next piece is their interview with Mark. Did you want to take a minute to talk about how awesome the Ozark draft was?
Ozarks?
Yeah, that's something that Jameson brings up pretty often. So if
That
you
I
want to
wasn't
step in, we
that I
usually
wasn't
have
there?
about 5 to 10 minutes of how good the draft with 15 people was.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't make it to that one or many of the ones before it, but um happy to be in Minneapolis this year. I rearranged a few things, even made it out. It's good to see everybody.
You did. You didn't wear your jersey. Are you embarrassed by us?
Well, we're in our 30s. Most of us have children now.
Yeah, that was a tough look when the hostess was like how embarrassing.
Oh,
Yeah, I had my jersey on, but I didn't want to step outside with it. There was a whole lot of people out there, and I didn't need to everyone gawking at me. You
yeah,
know.
everyone has a camera in their pocket these days. What if somebody took your picture?
hmm
Put it
What if I was
online?
on some influencer's TikTok? Look at these fucking losers in that voice. You know.
Oh, the voice.
Yeah. All right. Well, so Jameson's interview format. The first thing it says is your name. So you
Not,
want to introduce yourself?
oh, I am not a bootlicker. Mark Sullivan. I'll go through his questions. I'm one of the original members of the league. 2010 was our first year.
Okay, I was
Or the
wondering if it was 10 or 11, but 10 sounds right.
let's see. Actually, here it is. 2010. I've got the league legacy up. Let me load league legacy. Don't fail me now.
Come on.
But trying to find the original members of it. Is it even going to let it happen?
That would have been on NFL.com, right? Maybe I still have my
Oh,
login
here it is.
from.
Maybe.
Nice.
So, oh, there were some bad names. Fonge was the original champion, right?
I thought him or TJ Schmidt won first.
Let's see.
I know Jameson had some good names. I'm pretty sure my first team name was just Keanu Reeves.
Rebel Scum. That must have been Hanks.
Hmm.
Okay, Vonge,
Yeah.
Hanks, Uncle Sam's Circus, Toby's Boys,
Oh yeah. There's some blanks in there. I got that.
Edwards, Lincoln. Anyway, so I was one of the 12 that was in it to start. That was my first year playing fantasy, and I 7-7, 5-8, 2-11 in those first 3 years, and then
Figuring it out.
2013 happened, and it was the year of Josh Gordon. And that was the year. That was the year I came of age.
Oh man.
I had Josh Gordon. I was a Browns fan, and
What a time to be alive.
I made it into the championship that year. It was the best year of my life. I got second. Let's see. I don't think that was much of a. Actually, it might have been. No, it was. This was an interesting championship. I played Stewart, and it ended up having its stat correction a couple days later, so the final score doesn't look as close. But maybe this was the next championship. But one of the years against Stewart, I lost by 0.3 points before that stat correction kicked in, and it was I had 4 yards of QB kneel downs.
Oh, that's right. That's when we used to.
So these kneel downs weren't happening at the very end of the matchup, but once the matchup had ended, I looked back at Tom Brady's -4 rushing yards, realized that this championship was lost on kneel downs, but then a defense got an interception or something happened that he got 2 more points anyways, and it wasn't actually that.
The kneel downs still count. They still count as negative rushing yards today, don't they?
Not after the revolution, they won't.
I remember having a big conversation about getting rid of sack yardage being against QBs, because I think I might have beat DeWitt one time because of Aaron Rodgers getting sacked or something.
Love
I
that.
was pretty upset.
Then 2014, the first year of relegation. And that might have been when the year peaked, or when the league peaked.
I would
It
say
was
so.
that was where the name the Phuket Rippers came from. So
the run to end all runs.
it was maybe the fourth or fifth game of the season, and Jameson and I ended up tying to the decimal place, to the 10th place. I don't think we were using hundreds at the time. We go to sleep thinking it's a tie. It was a Monday night, like the last run of the game. He gets the tie. Go to sleep. Well, at least we tied, didn't lose. And it gave him the win because to the 100th place with his quarterback, he had to have more points. It just didn't show up in the score. Again, that was like the fourth game of the season, but by week 7, I was 1-6, and I had a good team. It was Odell Beckham's first year, and I had Odell Beckham, and he was coming on. And I was looking at this team, and just I think it could win a lot of games. I texted Jameson something about, well, if only I'd beaten you that game, but fuck it, about to rip off 6 straight. And damn it, if the Rippers didn't rip off 6 straight to get to 7-6 and avoid relegation in the first year. Ripped off 8 straight to get to the finals, but lost again in the finals that year. Next year, whatever. But then 16 and 17, the glory days of the Rippers.
I always thought that your first title was the Rippers year, but it was 16
No,
17.
Made it to the championship. 16 and 17 were the back-to-back years. 18 was a down year, and I got relegated. It was the last one to leave Presidents who had started. And so I fought back from Royal Purple, which I still am embarrassed to tell my family that I spent a year slumming it in Royal Purple. Only for Jameson to decide that because T-Mike wasn't happy, Jameson is abolishing the relegation. We're all just going to play in our own league, and there will be no movement from here until the end of time.
Of course it was fucking T-Mike.
The year,
that guy.
And I had fought back to get back up. I think I made it to the championship. Yeah, Davo beat me. Now, that's another story. Davo didn't beat me because if you look back at somewhere, there's been a stat change, and you can look on.
Oh, yeah, we looked this up.
To where I have more points in the championship game than Davo.
Yeah.
But I was not awarded a championship, even though I ended the championship game with more points. Whatever. It's the Royal Purple Championship.
Doesn't really count.
All I wanted was to make it back to the President's League. It was all I've ever wanted in life. Not to see my friends at a draft, of which I have none, only to be in Presidents. And Jameson announces that he's doing away with the relegation. And that was the year I was a conscientious objector and sat out.
Yeah.
And I still maintain that because Jameson was so infected by this brave movement, he reinstated the relegation the next year.
Yeah, 1 year gap. That also coincided with, I believe T-Shan was going to move up to Presidents, and Jameson got rid of relegation. He had like worked his way up through 2 leagues, and then no, sorry, dude.
We're done.
And that was probably the actual catalyst. It wasn't T-Mike. It was preventing T-Shan from getting up there.
All right, that's really funny. But I don't know if it was actually people at the draft. I'm not sure what draft that would have been, but I think he caught a lot of flack for that.
For getting rid of it?
Yeah, because the next year it was back.
Yeah, people were pretty mad.
And T-Mike bailed on the league. And you know what? I still respect T-Mike so much for being able to get out.
He's out, and we're stuck here. I'm sitting here with one healthy ACL. I got nothing to show for my efforts. It's just all bad.
I applaud you for being able to get off Twitter. I wish someday to be off Twitter, but I really applaud T-Mike for being able to get out of the league.
Yeah, honestly, this league is less healthy for my mental than Twitter or Reddit or True Social or whatever you want to say.
Oh,
Facebook.
He's an inspiration to me, but here we are. Thursday night potting.
That's right, baby.
So sat a year out, tried to start my own league, failed miserably, shut the league down. Well, congratulations on your title.
Thank you.
We still talk about that.
That is the only thing I can hang my head on in the last decade, so I'm not gonna ignore it.
Started a Mutineers League. Once relegation came back, there was no purpose for the Mutineers League anymore. The Mutineers
True.
League was meant to match up former champions in essentially the President's League. But once Jameson established it, shut it down. Hold on, trying to get back to the history. Came back, let's see, 2021. Yeah, last year, Jameson screwed me again. Made it
What'd
to
he
the
do?
finals to work my. So I'm in Old Hall. Made it to the finals to try and get my way back up, because as Jameson has perfectly established this system where nobody can move up, but he can't move down from the top. He, the only non-champion in the President's League. 2 people go down a year. You have to win your entire league to get up. I make it to the finals. I'm down about 16 points with just Jamar Chase to go. And Damar Hamlin has cardiac arrest on the field. Jameson won't allow projected points to count, won't allow next week's Jamar Chase points to count, which Jamar Chase scored like 20 points the next week. So another runner-up showing for the Rippers.
So you've been to what? 4 titles? 4 title or 5?
6 title games.
Oh my god.
One
That's an impressive run.
that I lost on kneel downs, although not. One that I beat Davo and still don't get counted, and one that I couldn't play my first round pick in.
That's some rough luck.
Thank you for listening to my story. I just needed to be heard.
Yeah, this is therapy for you.
It's
I have it
really-
all bottled up. Listen to my story, please.
My therapist is really going to be happy that I got this out.
We should have talked about this over a pint of Tom's.
We're making some breakthroughs, folks.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Tom's Popcorn, Mark and I have. Or no, last time we didn't have Tom's. You just came over to my house, which I want to. This was amazing. I don't remember if I told people about this or not.
Tell them again.
But Mark had the absolute perfect visitation I've ever experienced in my life. They showed up on time. We ate. We had a cocktail, and then we left in time for bedtime for all of our kids. It was just like, this is incredible.
I told you this story. The only reason we know to do that is because we visited Corey and Mal Bogenreef when they had their firstborn, and I think he was a handful. I don't think he was sleeping, and I don't think they were sleeping. And they were just about to move out of North Liberty, and so we wanted to get together with them one last time before they left. And their boy is maybe 2 months old at the time. They haven't slept in 2 months. And so, well, our place or yours? And I go, come over to our place. So we go over there, make us a meal. We sit around, take our sweet time. You just tell that they are exhausted. Please get out of our house. And then we look at them, well, do you want to play a game of Settlers? I think he escorted me to the door.
Please get the fuck out.
Please just leave me alone.
I need to get the 1 hour I'm allotted this entire week to sleep.
Go anywhere but here. And so since then, people want the food. They like to see you. They love to show off the new baby, but just get in, have a Negroni, spill the Negroni on the floor, make the new dad clean up after you, and get out.
Yep. That's you had that drink in your hand for 0.2 seconds and it was on the floor.
But
That's how we got the full X, baby.
I use my hands.
News about your specific league and opinions. Show. Let's hear it.
What's that? Am I missing?
Let's hear your news about specific leagues and opinions.
We're to that part of the document?
Yeah, you just went through your history and your franchise, the Rippers.
Yes. So Now that you're commissioner, is it official?
I think so.
And we can make changes in the league again?
There's a poser in the chat, but we don't need to
Dumpy Chump.
acknowledge him. Dumpy Chumpers.
Dumpy Chump. You know, he loves these bottom leagues. Says they're great to be in. Put him in a league. Let him languish in the bottom.
See how fast change happens?
Put him in the gallows.
Yeah, go to Peters Cuervo.
People don't set a line up. All right. After the revolution, we cut the league in half. Split them up. Have 2 vertically integrated leagues. In seriousness, the relegation system was perfect then. You could go from the very bottom to the very top. You could go from the top to the very bottom. There was a lot of movement. It's too static right now. You can't, because it's a triangle, there's just not enough moving up to the top.
Yeah, what do you basically have to win your way like 3 times to get up to Prez, right?
And not even second. You don't move up with second. You've got to win it.
Yeah.
And we all know that once you get to playoffs, it's a crapshoot. Except in my cases where those titles were all meant to
those
be
are legit.
Skill. Yeah, those. But for most people, it's a crapshoot.
Right. That was all skill. I think the relegation is right now is basically because people wanted to play with the people they knew. And so less movement meant that, but that's probably just the T-Mike rule, right? Because he was mad that he wasn't with anybody else.
To go see Delta, I knew I'd go to Carnia. I want to put the top teams in the top league every year.
We should have the draft at Carnia.
We should.
Yeah. That's what week. I never went to Carnia. I don't even remember what it is.
I did divisionals a couple times, but Carnia is the biannual one that. Anyways, enough about Delt folklore.
We can get to questions. Were there any good ones actually?
Joshua Canoost in the chat. Agree. When you could go 12th in presidents and get moved to gold, was it gold or was it even white then? It's gold the bottom? Either way, that was brutal.
Yeah, I think gold was the bottom.
Wasn't
it New Hall, Old Hall, gold or something?
No, it was royal purple.
Oh, yeah.
Either white and gold or gold. Then gold was bottom. Noose confirms it. Noose unfirms it.
All right, so why wasn't there a pod last night? I explained that earlier. I answered T-Shan's text. Do we really have to wait 5 years to get rid of a tight end? Well, I think we're 1 year into Jameson's self-imposed ban. So, no, only 4 years.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrate.
And then tight end can go away. Can we lose a wide receiver slot and add a tight end? Certainly. That's probably on the table. Oh, that reminds me. Somebody invited me to a league that started 2 kickers, and that was one of the most bizarre, insane things I've ever heard. But I guess if you're gonna do kicker, you might as well go all the way out.
Some real sicko stuff. I love it.
Yeah. What time is the pod? It's on right now, and that was pretty much it. I'm gonna ignore freezes. Why do bad things happen to good franchises?
Why does my Discord not work? GroupMe always worked.
I don't know. I've never had issues with Discord. Are you on your mobile or desktop?
Your mobile. There it is. Just had to reboot it. Trying to get into the podcast discussion.
There isn't much. I do like just reading that Preer has his whiskey sour, and it was like, "Did you make it with egg?" Blah blah blah, and then Bend out of nowhere looks like piss. Just sandwiched in between all these other comments, and then a day later, Preer's like, "Actually, my wife made it."
So what's the deal? You're supposed to froth the egg?
You shake it with an egg white, and then the froth comes to the top. But it looks like that didn't happen. I don't know.
The raw egg isn't an issue because the alcohol, or just because we're men?
It's just the egg white, not the yolk.
What?
It's just it's not the yolk part. It's just the egg white, the liquid part.
Bacteria only live in the yolk?
I don't know, man. That's the part that's the part that maybe he put the whole fucking yolk in there. Maybe that's what happened.
But
Or she.
or she. It was
Yeah.
my wife.
It's not me, it's my wife. Somebody I know did it.
Loophole. No salmonella if you don't eat the yolks. Doctors are furious.
This one hack.
Speaking of, I miss Josh.
Yeah, he disappeared after blowing up my draft plan and then not going to it anyway.
He was one of the boomers that couldn't make the migration, and I miss him dearly.
Well, he got on Discord just in time to switch hotels for everyone.
He's probably still on GroupMe posting.
Just to nobody. Yeah, come back, Juice.
I miss Bogey. I miss you guys in the chat.
Go bully them and get them in there.
They're too far gone. I'm jealous they got out.
They'll be back. They always come back. Bogey is in Discord.
He's not on. He doesn't post.
Yeah, true.
Shout out to Ta, another one of the resistance.
You should start your own league. Call it like Mutant News or something. Of people that don't have Discord.
Just you wait. Start my own podcast. We record on Tuesdays.
Jameson found another D-League podcast, by the way.
I know, I'm a Patreon of it.
Everyone go subscribe to the other 2 D-League podcasts. We don't need you, it's just Tom.
Yeah, send them money. They don't know what it's all about, but I'm sure they appreciate it.
All right, well, I don't have much. Part of the mission this year was to keep things under an hour, and we're well under that. So
were people requesting that?
Well, that, and then also at the time I was like editing it, so we needed it a little shorter so I could take time to edit it. But now that I don't have to do that, maybe it can be an hour plus. You have anything to kill 20 minutes with?
I could read my manifesto.
Yes.
The league manifesto.
We've been working on this for years.
And there will be change. 4 leagues. No draft.
No draft?
No draft. None of the fluff. The fluff goes away. No, that's all I got. Happy to be here. I appreciated Podward's on last week. Said some really sentimental stuff about the league. And it's just nice to offer a differing opinion.
I've actually changed my mind. So I made fun of him for saying it was really nice, but I wanted to win. But now that I lost the second player, I actually think it's really nice that we get together, and that's the only fun thing.
Yeah.
Points are a bonus. Yeah. We'll be best ball now. We'll draft and then not look for 17 weeks.
Yeah, we're talking.
Call it good.
We do 7 best ball leagues. We average your standing.
And you can't move up or down, but it's still in a pyramid structure.
Welcome to hell.
Yeah. Just winning title after title and being stuck in gold is your personal hell.
Knust, I know you hate the tight end. You've always been an anti-tight ender, but leave the propaganda out of it. The tight end's a great position.
You have to embrace it. Embrace the suck. All right. I don't have anything else, man. Thanks for joining.
We'll get some Toms later.
Absolutely.
All right.
We'll have some Negronis and some Toms, and we'll just dump it all over my rug and play around in it.
Sounds like a party.
Yeah. All right. See you guys.
See ya.